Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the 1911 Moses mod, which is being released by user JSnyder193. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is an absolutely gorgeous version of the Colt 1911 that is highly stylized and engraved all over the freaking place, and it is just gorgeous. I really do love it. Plus, I gotta admit, I got a bit of a soft spot for the Colt 1911 in real life. It's one of the few guns I've actually shot in my days, and was by far the most fun one that I ever got the chance to shoot, so having it here in game is always a nice addition. So let's jump on over here and have a look at what we do get with the Long Moses 1911 Special Pistol, which in its most basic standard configuration will do a whopping 65 damage with a 45 round with a firing rate of 80, range of 119, accuracy of 56, and a weight of 4.9. And just all in all, I mean, look at this thing. It is beautiful. Such great detailing on the modeling and the texturing on this thing. You really gotta hand it to mod user, or mod maker rather, Reb85. They're the one that actually put together the model and texture for this thing, and then JSnyder made it into a functioning weapon here in the game. So Reb85, absolutely awesome work on all of this. I mean, again, just look at all the details on this weapon. It is beautiful. My one minor complaint with this thing that you probably have noticed here: it's super shiny, like kind of awkwardly shiny, which doesn't make much of a difference when you're running around with this thing in your hand. On occasion, if you hit the right angle with the sun, it reflects and it's weird. But the only real odd time I've noticed with this is when I've like dropped the gun on the ground and the light hit it just right and it would look like a shining white beacon. A little strange. Hopefully that can be fixed, just giving it like a matte texture or something rather than this glossy thing that it's got now. But yeah, that's the one minor complaint I have with the artwork of this thing. Otherwise, it is gorgeous. Now, also just want to come back to that just whopping 65 damage there for this gun, especially with kind of how easy it is to get, though more on that in a minute. And with the modifications you have available to you on this, it can get pretty darn powerful, turning this thing into a pretty decent mid to end game gun, which is great. Now, we do have a pretty good overall list of modifications. I'm a little bit saddened by the number of sights, which seems to be a theme in recent weapon videos. I don't know why I keep picking ones that have so few sights, but there are at least 2 on this, and the mod maker did say that they may look into adding more modifications based on user feedback. So hopefully we will see some more sights in there in the future. But other than that, a lot of good options in here. I especially love the grip category. There's some pretty weird things in there that I quite enjoy. Now, as for how you do get your hands on one of these lovely weapons, well, it's pretty simple. You just gotta go over to any chemistry station in the world and go to the 1911M category, where you can build this gun with some adhesive, aluminum, bottle caps, circuitry, gold, and springs, so long as you have a rank 2 in blacksmith and a rank 3 in gun nut, which I think is pretty good here because, well, with the amount of damage this thing does have, probably nice to gate it into a little bit further into the game with these rank requirements, because otherwise, yeah, this thing, early game, super powerful. Granted, also, with the modifications, these are like the main ranks you need to build the most advanced things, so right off the bat, once you build this, you can basically build the best mods, so maybe make the modifications require rank 4 of gun nut? I don't know, that's just my opinion there. But let's go take a look at what modifications we do have on this thing. And start, of course, with the receiver category, where we've got pretty typical stuff, standard, hardened, etc. But we also do have some automatic variants in here, so you can turn this into a machine pistol, which is sweet. Now, as for the semi-automatic ones, those go all the way up to the advanced receiver here in the calibrated advanced, bumping this thing up to 97 damage. The most powerful of the automatic is the speed automatic at 74. That's still a really high amount of damage for a fully automatic weapon, making this thing super powerful. Like I said, kind of a mid to late game gun there. Now in the barrel category, we've got the standard and a long barrel, which also ups the damage. So, yeah, you can, get some pretty good damage on this thing. Plus, I don't know, I've never seen a 1911 with that long of a barrel before, and it kind of amuses me. I don't know if that's real or not. I may have to look that up later, but if not, that's very Fallout. Now in the grip category, we get a little weird. We have a standard one, then we have a sharpshooter's grip. Now you still actually hold it animation-wise like a normal pistol, but it has basically a rifle stock. And then you have the extended stock, which adds a Thompson-esque looking foregrip to the front of your Colt 1911, which is just magnificent. Especially with the long barrel, it actually looks a lot more in place when you have the long barrel there. It's weird, and I love that. Now, then we have the magazine category, where we either have the standard or large magazine, as well as quick eject versions of the two. And then we have the sights category with a standard iron sights and a hunter's scope. Again, I would love to see some more things in here, as usual, but at least this hunter's scope is a very cool, unique one. Not just reusing some other assets, you know, from the normal game. It's actually just a cool, unique thing of its own, which is great. And then finally, we got the muzzle category, where we have either nothing, a muzzle brake, or a suppressor. And just everything on this, all these mods, is so gorgeous looking. Reb85 really did a great job on the artwork. I just want to run over here to my two modified ones that I did make. Look at that, even the suppressor has engraving on it. It's gorgeous. And even, you know, with the like rifle stock and the foregrip there, also gold engraving on the thing. It's so gaudy, and it's great. Normally I'm against gaudy looking weapons in the game, because just my own personal aesthetic, but I don't know, there's something about this I really love, minus the shininess. Alright, let's go grab these two, and let's go take a look at how this thing functions with shooting, starting with our standard version here, with an 8-round magazine. Let's take some shots. And there we go. Very easy to control. Not a huge amount of recoil on it. Certainly noticeable, but easily controllable. Firing rate on it is pretty great. Sound, animation, and all of that is, of course, recycled from in-game things already, but hey, a lot of other gun mods do that too. It's perfectly acceptable. I'd always love a unique one, but, you know, when it works, it works. Now, let's take a look at the autumn. Well, let's do the suppressed one first, just because, I mean, suppressed sound effect. There we go. Nice and simple. And that hunter scope, a pretty decent magnification on this thing, turning your Colt 1911 into, like, a medium-range sniping weapon, which is wonderful, and I love it. Now, let's take a look at the fully automatic one with the speed. Oh, yes, and on the suppressed calibrated semi-automatic one, the max damage without perks, I was able to get that to 129. With the fully automatic one, the speed receiver, 106. 106. Gotta love it. That is a lot of damage for a gun that shoots this fast. Beautiful. All 16 of those bullets just flying out the chamber, and honestly, without a whole lot of recoil. I haven't actually paid too much attention to the recoil on this thing yet. I do have a muzzle brake on the front, of course, on this, but yeah, with the muzzle brake and 16 rounds, that is not a whole lot of recoil, very easily controllable, and just fun. So let's see this thing in proper action, of course, with our usual death claw, considering I'm pretty sure I'll be able to take these guys out pretty easily today. We may even do a couple of them. Hi, you! Oh my god, I didn't even use an entire magazine. I haven't, it's the first time I tested it on a death claw. I was playing around with it with raiders earlier. Yes. I didn't even have to cheese them. That's amazing. It's just like a chainsaw ripping through them. And and I love it. And, oh, me with my missed shots. We got him, though. Did still take me 2 magazines to take him down. I missed a couple of shots, but yeah, that worked well. That worked well. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of fully automatic things just because I'm a god-awful shot. But the small magazine size, the high power, and the low amount of recoil on this thing makes it pretty freaking fierce. Granted, again, it would help if I actually hit him. There we go, he's down. Beautiful. But yeah, that is the 1911 Moses mod. An absolutely awesome pistol that just looks gorgeous, packs a huge amount of punch. And I mean, come on, who doesn't love a fun Colt 1911 in their game? So if you'd like to check this thing out for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you know, look at the link in the description as per usual. That's gonna be it for this one today. Hopefully you all have enjoyed. You do come back for the next. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.